How record executives at CBS Records panicked when they realized their wild new British rock star was completely out of control right before a major press meeting. It was March 1981 in New York City, and Ozzy Osbourne was attempting to launch his solo career after being fired from Black Sabbath. The music industry was skeptical, wondering if the eccentric singer could survive and make great music on his own without his old bandmates. To celebrate signing his new record deal, Ozzy's team came up with a bizarre marketing stunt that would involve live white doves. The plan was simple. During the meeting at the CBS office, Ozzy would release the doves into the sky as a symbol of peace and a fresh start. However, nobody accounted for Ozzy's chaotic state of mind or the massive amount of alcohol he had consumed before arriving at the building. Wearing a long purple coat and looking bewildered, Ozzy walked into the executive boardroom carrying a small cardboard box containing the birds. The music executives and journalists sat around a large wooden table, completely unaware that rock history was about to take a very dark turn. Ozzy pulled the first dove from the box, held it in his hands for a brief moment, and smiled at the startled reporters. Instead of throwing the bird into the air as instructed, Ozzy stunned everyone by tossing the first dove away and instantly grabbing the second one. Before anyone could stop him, he brought the tiny creature to his mouth and bit its head off in front of the horrified witnesses. A collective gasp echoed through the room as feathers flew everywhere and executives stood up in absolute panic and disbelief. Public relations representative Sharon, who would later become Ozzy's wife, watched in utter horror as her promotional plan imploded. Blood dripped onto Ozzy's shirt as he grinned widely, shouting obscenities at the terrified record label employees who backed away from the table. Security guards rushed forward, grabbing the bewildered singer and dragging him out of the building while he laughed hysterically. The remaining dove fluttered away, landing safely on a high shelf while the executives tried to process the bizarre spectacle they had just witnessed. Outside on the streets of Manhattan, Ozzy was bundled into a car and told by his management team that his career was effectively finished before it began. However, the music industry works in mysterious ways, and bad news often travels much faster than good music promotion. Within 24 hours, the story hit the front pages of newspapers across America, transforming Ozzy from an outcast into an infamous legend. Instead of destroying his career, the dove incident created a massive wave of dark curiosity that captured the attention of rebellious teenagers everywhere. His debut solo album, Blizzard of Oz, suddenly started selling at an astonishing rate as fans rushed to hear the music of the Madman. Radio stations talked about it, parents protested against him, and rock fans revered him as the ultimate symbol of anti-establishment behavior. Years later, Ozzy admitted in interviews that he had been extremely drunk and simply forgot that the doves were supposed to be released alive. Animal rights activists were understandably furious, flooding CBS Records with angry letters and demanding apologies from the heavy metal singer. Yet, despite the outrage, the legend of the Prince of Darkness was permanently cemented into pop culture history that single afternoon. It paved the way for even more outrageous stage antics in later years, proving that shock value was a powerful tool in heavy metal. Looking back, the bizarre moment defined the unpredictable nature of 1980s rock culture, where rules were meant to be broken in the most extreme ways. The dove incident remains one of the most talked-about urban legends in music history, separating normal pop stars from true legends of rock. Ozzy Osbourne survived the chaos, the madness, and his own self-destruction to become one of the most beloved figures in modern entertainment. And whenever fans hear his classic songs today, they are instantly reminded of that wild spring morning when the dove lost its head.